Is your body performing at its best state of health? It's not a trick question. If you answer no or if you are unsure, the problem may actually be in your back. Joining me this morning to talk about their practice in Southwest Florida is Dr. Drew Montez Clark with Arc of Life Family Spinal Care, as well as Dr. Kanima Clark and baby Kayla. We've got the whole family on board. I love having you guys in here. And speaking to the family, Kayla here is going on, is she 9 weeks now?
Yes.
Going on 9 weeks. She's getting big. But you guys have a family practice, which I think is so important to kind of stress to everybody. Tell everybody the background on your practice.
Well, ultimately, as we said, we are members of the community and we want to see generational health. We want people to be healthy, as my wife would say it, from the womb to the tomb. So that's kind of what our approach is all about.
Yeah. And Dr. Drew, last time you were here, we were talking about function, not feeling, and kind of the concepts of navigating through that. Give everyone kind of a refresher and refresh everybody on that.
Right. Well, fundamentally, when we talk about healthcare overall, we have to start with how we define health. Typically, it's been by feeling. If I feel good, I'm healthy. If I'm not feeling good, I must be unhealthy. Furthest thing from the truth, we need to transition towards function. And when we transition our health definition to function, then our health objectives change.
Yeah.
So how we approach and think about health begins to change. Now our decisions are not based on making us feel good, but they're making us function well. And when we function well, ultimately feeling comes, but it's for the right reasons.
Yeah, something to really think about, you know, when you put that in perspective. I mean, you're absolutely right. Talk about that approach. You know, why is it so important to have that approach?
Well, fundamentally, because feeling kind of gets us in trouble with regard to function. We can talk about a few things. Some statistics say that a lot of times the first sign of heart disease is a heart attack itself.
Yeah.
So if we wait to determine how we function based on how we feel, then we're playing from behind the 8 ball there.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to get in front and be proactive with regard to our health and do things that are going to help us function well even before we feel a problem.
Dr. Kanima, what is your definition of health? What is being healthy? What does that mean?
Being healthy. Most people in our office would say, I just want to feel good.
Yeah.
But in our office, we say that functioning well is the definition of being healthy. We want people to actually function well. When you function well, ultimately you feel well.
There's a lot, a lot more that goes into that. Talk about healthcare versus disease management.
Well, that's a tricky subject because most of the time we group everything under healthcare. And the reality of it is healthcare is proactive in nature. It's all based on function. Disease management is waiting for symptoms to arrive and then treating those symptoms, but never really addressing the root cause of the problem. So we want to understand the difference between healthcare and disease management, and we can attach 2 words to those. Disease management is all about feeling. You feel a symptom, you want to get rid of it. Healthcare ultimately is about functioning well. And if I ask people how well are they functioning, most people would say great. If I ask them how do they know, they'll say because
think about that for a minute, right?
Right. It's not because you feel good.
Yeah.
How well are you functioning and how do you know how
I'm
well
really
you're
thinking about that as you're asking me. I'm like, do I really feel good? Well, I think that brings us to early detection too, and prevention, which I think is so important. And a lot of people, like you said, the womb to the tomb, you want to be healthy, so you need to be aware of these things.
Right.
Talk to us about early detection and versus prevention. What is the difference?
Well, these are a couple different definitions that we have to understand in order to navigate our system. Remember, it's not broken. We just need to understand how to navigate it. Early detection means that we're detecting something early, right? Something has already happened, and now we're figuring it out early enough to do something about it, so to speak. Prevention is something completely different. That's avoiding a problem in the first place. And we tend to confuse those 2 topics, and then we say we're doing something to prevent, but we're really early detecting something. And if we want to get into health, we got to learn what prevention really is. How do we avoid situations, not how do we address them once they arrive.
Dr. Drew, why do you think we have confused that? Because like you said, I'm asking myself these same questions, and you're absolutely right. But where do you think that confusion has come in?
To be honest, I don't know. We have weekly classes at our office with existing members and people from the community, and I ask that question every time. Where did it come from? Because if you look at any definition of health in any medical dictionary, none of it has anything to do with feeling and healthcare being predicated on early detection. It's all talking about function. It's all talking about prevention. So I don't know where that came from, So when you figure that out, let me know.
We'll let each other know.
Yeah.
So we obviously, with these questions, you know, the classes that you have at your practice, at your office, there is something we want to get involved in. You do a dinner with the doctors to kind of get to know you, to help answer any of these questions. How can we get involved, Dr. Kanima, and take that first step?
Well, taking that first step is just by simply picking up the phone and giving us a call, RSVP for the dinner. It's an opportunity for people to come in, meet us, hear some of the experiences that our clients have in the office, and just to kind of get to know who we are a lot better.
Yeah, I think, I mean, again, I think having that family value that you guys instill too is really important as well. As we close here, how about understanding health insurance? You know, is it something that we really need to have a bit of a grasp on before we...
That's one of those things, these definitions that we have to be able to define in order to navigate our system. Health insurance pays for us when we're sick. It's important. It's a backdrop. In the event that something happens, you want to have health insurance to keep the bills from getting too high. However, health insurance doesn't necessarily pay for us to be healthy. So we cannot make all of our decisions or base all of our decisions on what our health insurance is going to pay for, because it pays for us when we're sick. And if you're in the business of avoiding being sick, then there may be some other things that you need to do in order to be healthy.
All questions that you can help us answer, picking up the phone, giving them a call. It was great having you both back. We look forward to seeing you back next time.
We look forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephanie.
For more information about Arc of Life Family Spinal Care, log on to our website at fox4morningblend.com.
Up next, we open your eyes to the possibility of a European facelift and how it can help return your youthful glow.